Welcome to the HEARTS Entwined podcast. In this podcast, we'll be having discussions around the secrets which attract lasting, healthy, fulfilling relationships, creating a healthy mindset, and what women should know and understand about men. Introducing your host, Lyn Smith, the Queen of Hearts, relationship expert, trainer, speaker, and best-selling author of the Cupid's Bow technique. Lyn's mission is to have a positive impact in reducing divorce, domestic violence, and suicide.
Hi there listeners, and today we're going to be doing an episode that's a little bit different from the norm. It's going to be all around manifesting, which is something I've recently in the last few years become very aware that I'm quite good at it, and I wanted to share my easy 5-step process with my audience. So if that's something that interests you, how you can manifest all the desires and wants and create the life you love and have dreamt about, then listen in. So today's episode is going to be around the 5-step process, which is perceive, conceive, believe, receive, achieve. So that'll be coming up shortly. Just want to welcome you to the HEARTS Entwined podcast. This is Lyn Smith, the Queen of Hearts, your host. So manifesting then. So let's talk about manifesting to start with. What is manifesting? Well, it is, if you're on that spiritual path around believing and knowing that you can design and create the life that you want through using the law of attraction and manifesting all your desires. Now, I became aware of this probably a decade ago, but I've not really, I suppose, been aware of how to put it specifically into practice or how I actually achieved my manifesting skills and desires along the way. It just sort of evolved and happened, and I discovered more and really found that I can, and I'm very skilled at manifesting what I want. So I've come up with this 5-step process, which is perceive, conceive, believe, receive, and achieve. So I just want to talk you through it. And the first one is perceive. So perceive is when you become aware or conscious of what you desire and what you want to attract or create. Now, in the examples of love and relationship, for example, you've got another third party involved, in other words, another person. So it's a little bit different to if you're manifesting health, or if you're manifesting career, or if you're manifesting abundance, wealth, whatever, those other things that most of us desire, we put out there. But when it comes to love and relationships, it involves another person, and obviously they have free will, and if you get too bogged down on it needing to be a specific person, for example, then yes, obviously that can be the case where you can manifest a specific person, but they've got to obviously be receptive to that and actually match your energy around that for that to happen. And quite often it's best to let go of it being around a specific person, and if it does end up being that specific person, great. If it doesn't, then it's equally going to be great, because it's also going to be somebody that's a great match for you. Because manifesting is all around getting yourself in a great vibrational state, operating consistently at a high vibrational state, and that is what creates the energy that attracts all that you want towards you. So let's move on now to number 2, which is conceive. Conceive is around you getting more clarity on what it is that you desire, and what happens then is that sets in motion the creative process. So if it's around relationships, for example, you might already be in a relationship, but you might not be necessarily in a healthy relationship, or you might not have all the passion that you want in that relationship. And it's not about trying to manifest the other person to change, or to manifest the tools to fix that person. It's about manifesting and working on yourself. What do you need to learn? What do you need to discover? What do you need to heal within you? What do you need to change within you that's then going to massively positively impact that other person, or not, as the case may be. You know, it might be that you positively impact yourself, and that doesn't positively impact the behaviour of the other person involved in your relationship, and ultimately you might decide to let that relationship go on the back of that. But usually, you know, you will give yourself the best opportunity to affect change in another person by, first of all, affecting change within yourself. And that's key to know, and it's key to learn. If you're single and you wanted to manifest a partner in your life, then obviously that's a different scenario altogether. But as I say, don't get bogged down on it needing to be a specific person. But, you know, the chances are that maybe it could be a specific person that shows up that you were hoping it would be. But, you know, don't get bogged down on that. Be open to the fact that you'll attract a perfect match for you, regardless of whether it's a specific person that you'd like it to be. So that's number 2, that's conceive. So number 3 is believe, and believe is around you accepting that it's already on its way without needing to have any physical, tangible proof I should say, right now. You absolutely trust the process, and that the universe, source, higher power, whatever it is you believe in, will deliver that for you. So it's actually, you know, getting yourself into that conscious state of not needing to see to believe, but to believe to then see and realise that in your physical reality. So number 4 is receive. And this is about trusting that you will receive your desires, and within that we need to let go of the who, the how and the when, and just focus on feeling good. And that is another key thing, is focusing on being and feeling good as much as you can throughout your day. Now, you know, obviously we all have our ups and downs, but, you know, it's becoming more consciously aware of when we're going through a phase that's not as operating at our highest level energetically. So, you know, nip it in the bud. If you need to, sleep on it, you know, and wake up the next day refreshed and start that momentum again the next day. It doesn't necessarily have to change in an instant, but it can change in an instant in terms of, you know, changing our state. We just need to focus on something else. Even changing our physiology can change our state, you know, just by standing more upright, putting our head up, rolling our shoulders back, and putting a smile on our face can actually put us in a better state. You'll notice that when people are not feeling great about themselves or their lives, quite often they've got the head down, they've got the shoulders rolled forward, they've got the back curled inwards, and quite often, you know, are shuffling around at a slow pace. And that then is a physiological state for not necessarily having great thoughts. So just as I say, by changing our posture, by consciously deciding, you know what, let me just sit up straight, roll my shoulders back, put my chin up, you know, look upwards a little bit, you'll notice that you can change your state. And it can be as simple as an exercise like that. So that's all around the next step, which is receiving. Step 5 is achieving. So achieve. And this is about being grateful and appreciating that you've already successfully manifested your desires, whether actually tangibly, physically present in the here and now or not. You know, once they are in the physical here and now, then it's obviously great because you can see it and it's easier to believe it and easier to appreciate and be grateful for it. But if we can actually be grateful on the journey and trust in the process, all the better, because energetically you're going to attract it quicker. So it's all about energy, and it's all about how are we vibrating and what energy are we exuding out there into the ether. And you'll know if you've ever walked into a room full of people, quite often we can actually sense and feel intuitively, you know, whether that group of people in the room are in a great energetic state or not. You can feel what we call the ambience of the room, can't we? And that's, goes with everyday life too. We can feel that energy. So know that, it is something real and tangible in terms of energetically operating at our fullest awareness of what state we're in, is something that is true for me and has helped me achieve and attract lots of great things into my life. So remember the 5-step process. There's number 1, perceive. Just summarize that you become aware, conscious of what you desire and what you want to attract and create. Number 2, conceive. You get more clarity on that desire and that sets in motion the creative process. Number 3, believe. You accept that it's already on its way without needing to have any physical proof. You absolutely trust the process and that the universe, source, higher power will deliver. Number 4, receive. You trust that you will receive your desires and let go of the who, the how and the when, and just focus on feeling good and being in a great state. Number 5 is achieve. You're grateful and appreciate that you've already successfully manifested your desires, and absolutely know that all those desires are on their way. So I hope that's helped and you found this interesting. We'll be doing more on these sorts of topics and subjects going forward, introducing stuff like this into the podcast episodes. So I hope you've enjoyed that and that it's helped somewhat. And so until next time, remember that true love starts with opening our hearts, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye for now.
Thanks for listening to the Hearts Entwined podcast. You can follow Lyn via the Facebook group 2 Hearts Entwined, or search Lyn Smith, inspirational speaker, at LinkedIn, or email lyn@hearts-entwined.com. That's LYN@hearts-entwined.com. Remember, true love starts with opening our hearts.